What's up, guys? Mount Vernon Kid here, coming to you again. Sorry for the delay. I usually have my review up, but we're on episode 34 of my reviews. Just call me Agent Gray, as you like to say. Got a huge list for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy this. And I'm always getting that question, and the fact is, how can I afford the big list and everything like that? As I always say, JOBs. So, please, I don't mind, but I always get a kick out of it. But if it's my duty to make guys for you to enjoy, even if you can't get the titles, but you get my synopsis of the title that maybe you're not reading, that I'm doing my job then. But like I said, another huge list. Um, so enjoy. Sit back, enjoy. As always, grab yourself a grilled cheese sandwich and enjoy. So we're going to kick it off with IDW and none other than Transformers, More Than Meets the Eye. Uh, James Roberts, Nick Roach. Okay, this is the first of the two new ongoing series under Transformers. The war between the Decepticons and the Autobots are over, and we had a casualty. And you should all know who that casualty is. So, basically, Rodimus has decided to take a handful of Autobots to go look for the Knights of Cybertron, while the others stay on Cybertron and try to deal with what goes on there. Now, James Robinson's is all over this book. He's really all over this book, and it's really good to see him do a good job on this book. You know, he's really good at what he does with the Autobots and the former Decepticons. There are some former Decepticons still around, but they kind of have what is known as amnesty. Uh, but it was good. The other title of this new ongoing will be called Transformers: Robots in Disguise. That's the one which will have Bumblebee and Ratchet and all the others involved in it. But not bad for the first issue. There has been. I'm not going to spoil too much. I don't want to spoil too much. There were a lot of. Sorry, guys. Something just caught my eye real quick. Um, it's just a really good book. I'm not gonna, like I said, not gonna spoil too much. But if you are a Transformers fan and you have been reading the IDW run of Transformers since the get go, you won't be disappointed in this one. Not at all. Okay, so we move on to DC, and I have oh the 6 DC books. First up, Batgirl, number 5. Gail Simone, my lady, you do a good job, no doubt about it. Um, we are introduced to seems like a new villain for Barbara, and her name is, get this, Gretel. And yeah, where's Hansel? Where's Hansel? You get it? But let's just say this girl's a trip. I mean, you got this girl named Gretel. The numbers 338, and a lot of, and then not only that, we got Barbara's mom back in the mix. So it's like all this is wrapped up into this good stuff, this good piece of work from Miss Simone, and I have to say, it was really good. It just reading the first couple of panels with Barbara and her mom was just like, okay, it almost looked like Barbara, you could read in Barbara's, like, her facial expression, like She wants to be very nice and not just say, okay, where the hell were you when I needed you and things like that. I mean, her mom comes off and says, so I heard you've been shot. And he's like, and she's all like, yeah, I was shot. It wasn't an accident. So it's crazy, but how's your dad and everything like that. He's good. She's basically lying and saying, yeah, he's kind of miserable without you and things like that. But just seeing that, and then you got this girl named Gretel who can take a punch and come back like she doesn't even feel it. She likes to. I like to call her the multi-haired woman because she changes her hair like twice in this book. Uh, Interesting stuff. Thank you, Miss Simone, once again. Okay, next up, Batwoman, number 5. The end, pretty much. This is the end of the first story arc between the Weeping Woman. All right, one word. Good. Very good. Very good ending to the first story arc, and man, does it end pretty much with almost like, oh man, Kate, you know, what are you gonna do now? And without spoiling too much for you, let's just say, in a way, Batwoman's being blackmailed by the people she's been running against uh, at the end of the book. And I don't want to spoil that for you guys. But the situation with the Weeping Woman was pretty good. It wasn't... It, it was done respectively, but it it really just told a really good story. But it's that ending, guys, that really makes you wonder, like, what are you going to do now, Kate? What are you going to do? Like, you know, because of the situation that you're in. Without spoiling a lot, get on Batwoman, people. It's really good. All right, moving on. Green Lantern, number 5. Two Against 1,000. Jeff Johns, Doug Mahnke. All right. We left off in the book where Sinestro has made his entire race replica rings like he did for Hal. And we left off with that entire race was going to kill him with his own power that he created. However, as always, Sinestro is always one step ahead. Now he did this because his core has pretty much enslaved his people. He's told them to protect them, but they are not. Now, all in all, Hal is pretty much powerless, and you know we see what happens to the pretty much the Sinestro core in this. Without spoiling a lot, guys, as always, don't want to spoil too much. Sinestro does something just like you gotta be like, God damn, Sinestro, this dude is awesome. Like, as much as you like, he's a villain, but you gotta give Sinestro props in this, what he does. However, then you gotta be like, what a bastard he is because what he does to Hal. You know, but to say, remember how I said, guys, Hal's hit rock bottom? Can't really say that now because let's just say he's got a second chance at life and love. Let's put it like that. But it's really, in this book, it's those damn blue-faced bastards known as the Guardians that you got to watch out for. And boy, do you got to watch out for in this book. There's some big things coming that the Guardians are planning. And as always, I just want to choke them little blue faces till they turn purple. Get it? But not bad. Okay, next up. My man Cole Cash, Grifter. Uh, the Damianites, Deluge, Deluge, basically. Okay. Nathan Edmondson does a good job in this. The artwork in this done by Scott Clark was very good. I loved it. Um, Leaving off in the last issue where Cole was running from Green Arrow in the streets of Seattle, we see that Cole has someone else that knows about the Damonites and they want to do something about it. This woman right here. He has an ally. Even though Cole doesn't trust her too much, he gets in the battle with the Damonites. Uh, and let's just say it doesn't go all as well with Cole or the Grifter in this with the Damonites. Let's just say Cole is at their mercy, and it's not looking really good for them for Cole right now. But like I said, action packed, artwork was great, storytelling was up there, but it's the action that really sells this issue. It's the action, people. I can't not say any more about the action. Action scenes, the panels of the action scenes were full of color. They were really good. Artwork was good, and you just see Cole do his thing in this book. Okay, this one is gonna be is this one is a little bit of a little sad for me because of the situation that's coming soon with 3 more issues. And if you haven't seen my video on it, okay, let me explain it. Mr.Terrific #5. Um, if you don't know, DC is bringing in the second wave of the New 52. A couple more issues are coming in while a couple of issues are leaving and is being canceled. And Mr.Terrific is one of them being canceled. However, what I heard is Mr. T is going back on the JSA. So somehow he's going to be on Earth 2 somehow. But uh, Mr. T basically is in another dimension. He's helping captive aliens from another race of aliens that have captured them. And they have stated a coup. And Mr. T and these other aliens have fought back against these aliens. I'm forgetting the race name that kidnapped them. And they fought valiantly. They fight valiantly to basically help free themselves and defeat these pretty much these enslavers. These enslavers. Uh and that's pretty much what this book was about, basically. Mr. T taking lead and leading this race of alien to survive and, you know, just be free, pretty much. Uh, Eric Wallace, it was okay, like I said, but I just felt that, they could have gave this more of a try. I am very little disappointed in that Mr. T is losing his solo title. I thought that Mr. T of a lot of the JSA members could hold his own title but sad to say he's leaving along with another book that I was reading, Static. But once again, I hear Static is going to go on the Titans. Okay, but yeah, 3 more issues before Mr. T Michael Holt is canceled. Last but not least is another one of the mini-series books that I'm reading. uh, issue #2 of The Ray. San Diego, under siege, attack of the flying monster stingrays. Okay. Still #2 of the 6 of this. The Ray is still just a fun book. He's telling the story of his life, his his experience so far as having his powers. And since he's able to manipulate light and everything like that, his girlfriend Shantae, who is whose father is against kind of her dating anybody outside of being Indian, he basically manipulated himself to look like he was Indian. So, which he isn't. He's actually Korean, and it was kind of funny. That was kind of funny, but she was kind of mad about it, you know. But also in the meantime, he's he's dealing with the ramifications of the ray that made turned him in, gave him his powers, have mutated other creatures and creatures like manta rays, and these stingrays are sieging, taking people from taking people from taking San Diego under siege. You know, they're kidnapping humans, things like that. So it's up to the Ray, which he's always said. I did not come up with the name. The broadcaster said it, but it's just a fun. It's still just fun. That's all it is. It's still a real fun book. I'm glad to see that Lucian is still getting. He's still learning his abilities, but it's still really it's just a fun book, guys. That's all it is. The Ray. So that's all of the DC. Next, rest is all Marvel. So sit back and relax. So we got another book that I'm a little disappointed in, and I'll take a little bit of advice from my mentor about this. Fuck you, Marvel, for this. All right, Black Panther, man, most dangerous man alive. Issue number 528. One more issue before this book gets canceled. All right, so Kingpin has set his plan in motion to attack Wakanda. He wants Wakanda, and T'Challa is like, not happening. I may not be the king over there, but I'm still loyal to my country, and I'm gonna protect it no matter what. But as always, you thinking, oh, T'Challa's a loner, he can do it himself. Wrong. He's got help this time. He's got a backup plan. He's got Luke Cage, and he's got the Falcon, Simon Wilson, helping him out in this. And that's pretty much what it is. You know, he puts his plan into motion. There's even a into battle between Panther and Kingpin. And T'Challa basically says, check and mate. And we also get to see T'Challa's sister Shuri as the official Black Panther do her thing in Wakanda. But one more issue to this concludes, and let's see how it ends. This is also supposed to be a new status quo for the Panther, but his main goal is to take down Shadowland. And you know what? I think he's just the man to do it. So, but still, you get that, Marvel, for canceling him. Okay, I'm serious. All right, and I went kind of out of order, but yeah. All right. Uh, sorry about that, guys. I went out of order, but I usually go alphabetically. But we'll kick it off where we'll no matter. Amazing Spider-Man number 677. 50 years of my old webhead. He may not be as old as Bruce and Clark, but he's getting there. And 50 years of old webhead. Thank you, Marvel. Thank you. And but yeah, I gotta say, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling the artwork. I'm sorry. Okay, so this kicks off the two-part story with Daredevil and Spidey. Always good to see Pete and Matt together, good friends. Dan Slott takes a sideline on this book. Mark Waid does this. And it's all about Peter. Black Cat gets arrested, basically. She gets convicted of a crime, basically, she didn't commit. So Pete goes in and needs the help of a good close friend, the man without fear, Daredevil himself. And as always, like I said before, it's good to see these two together. See them, and also just as always, still good to see Daredevil smiling. He's smiling at me. He's laughing. He's like, "So what took you so long getting here?" And you blinked. They were free falling from the Empire State Building, or I think it was the Chrysler Building. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. And you see Spidey uses web sling and uses bolo, and when they land, Daredevil says, "You blinked," and he's like, "Oh, give me a break." Like it was just fun bantering back and forth, but good, just good old. That's why I always say friendships in comics. They need more friendships in comics because those work for the characters as well. Some people may disagree, but I agree with that. Uh, but it's these two trying to help the Black Cat, but in a way, Cat's not gonna sit on the sideline and wait for her so-called knight in shining armor to help. But yeah, it was good. Wade, not bad at all. But it's really trying to figure out who set Felicia up, who set her up, all in all. But it's good. But the next issue will continue in the next Daredevil. Amazing Spider-Man 677. Let's get another 100 years of Spidey. Yeah, I meant 50. Thank you. I mean 50 people. To make it 100. But okay. Moving on. I'm just having fun, guys. Don't worry about. Don't bother me. I've been drinking too much Sierra Mist. um, next up, Captain America #7. Uh, okay, Ed Brubaker is continuing the story where uh Steve was fighting the Cobra, the group Cobra, and for some reason they were able to turn him back into pre-Steve Rogers before the Super Soldier Serum was in him. But once they left, he went back to normal. So it's kind of like, what the hell is going on here? Uh, but we basically see that there are still riots going on, and Falcon is trying to help out, and Steve and Sharon are trying to investigate what the hell is going on. And we got Cobra robbing banks and doing all this and doing all that. And it's up to Steve and Sharon trying to figure out what the hell is going on. That's the best way I can sum this up. Is like, what the hell is going on? And what is the purpose of this? And why is Steve reverting back to his pre-Super Soldier look? Next up, Incredible Hulk #4. All right, so Mark Silverstone is not the artist on this. Looks like we all were right, guys. Was he going to last? He lasted 3 issues. I give him that, but I thought he lasted a little longer. So Hulk has decided that if anybody's going to bring Banner in, it's going to be me. But Banner is not alone in this. He has created gamma-powered animals. Like I said, it's the island of Dr. Moreau. And Bruce Banner has lost his damn mind. He's trying to he's trying to activate another gamma bomb because he is so lost without the Hulk. He's so like he actually injects himself with gamma serum because he's able to create these gamma radiated animals, no problem. But he's trying to do it to himself, so he injects himself in the neck, and then he's like, "Come on, change!" He starts smacking himself in the head, crashes his head into the windows, like I'm angry. And yeah, and so this book actually comes off where it's like is I thought Banner was supposed to be the calm one, while the Hulk is supposed to be the monster in a way, but he's not. And the conscious, but it's showing in this book that Hulk is the calm one, and when Hulk gets a hand on Banner, he's got him by the neck. And Hulk is like, and Banner's like, go ahead, do it, kill me, and Hulk can't do it. He can't do it because, and then Banner's like, so it seems that you aren't the monster anymore, and it's a lot of plots and twists in this book, but it's very interesting. Aaron's does a good job on this book. I'm not gonna lie about that. This is just my opinion, guys. Aaron does a good job. The artist on this is Port Tassios. I know I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it was not bad for him. We also Hulk loses his beard in this, thanks to a gamma radiated tiger. Scratches it clearly off. Talk about a clean shave. He scratches it completely off. Uh, but the next issue is finally to reveal how the two got separated. So I can't wait to see how this happens. Next up, another good book that I really enjoyed this. But out of all the Marvel, it wasn't my favorite, and we'll get into my favorite. Um, Journey into the Mystery, number 633, The Terrorism Myth Part 1. Alright, Loki, poor Loki, man. The little guy is just, every notch is just, oh man, I feel sorry for Loki. Well, not only is he being blackmailed kind of by the All Mothers, and they know that he's responsible for of everything. He is just trying to be good, in a way, as best as Loki can. But things are happening. I mean, he tries to, he goes into town in the Broxton, to have a milkshake, and we got angry, people like, why don't you go and stay in that rubble he calls, and it's like, damn, like Loki's just trying to have a milkshake. Come on, you know. And lo and behold, we got this exorcist coming after him now. Loki can't get a break in this book. But it was very, very entertaining, very good. Gillian does a good job on this. He seems to really know Loki, knows how to write Loki really well. But like I said, poor Loki can't get a break. All right, next up, you got one of my favorite artists, Diodata, and Bendis on this book. New Avengers 20. Yeah, the fight between the new Avengers and the new Dark Avengers. And let's just say the fight, I wouldn't say it goes one-sided, but let's just say Norman set them up pretty well. He set the Avengers up pretty well. Um, he knew that showing himself would irritate Luke, because this is the same guy, Norman, that threatened to kill little baby Danielle and his family, Luke's family. So that incites Luke when he sees Norman to just go at him. Like, he literally says, Avengers, let's whoop his ass. It was just like, okay, he just wants Norman. And we get to see that Norman is souped up on something, because he does something like Norman is not supposed to be able to do. He's not, that's not, even Spidey even says it. That's not my Norman. What the hell's going on? Um, but just seeing his new Dark Avengers just, it's like, look, it didn't work the first time. What makes you think it's still going to work now? But it's really the cliffhanger, which I'm going to spoil. I'm sorry, I got to spoil this. Is really what bothers me the most. Norman and Hand and all the other Hydra, all of them combined, have was able to regenerate Ragnarok. Ragnarok is that clone Thor that was in Civil War. Remember? That's the cliff. That's the cliff. The one that killed Black Goliath, Ben Foster, is in this at the end. Even Spidey says, "Oh my God, they got their own Thor now." So it's not looking good for the team, Luke's team of Avengers. But it was good to see Iron Fist beat the crap out of Scar. Yeah, he kind of beat the crap out of Scar. Iron Fist is like, I'll spoil this for you too, guys. Iron Fist jumped on the Scar, jumped in front of Scar, and he was like a Hulk. I never was able to Iron Fist. I wonder what it'd be like to Iron Fist a Hulk. Took his Iron Fist, charged it up, and just was beating the crap out of Scar for a while. Gotta give him that. But it also gives you a little. There's also something that's going on with Jessica Jones that I think might play up into this as well. Very much. But yeah, New Avengers number 20. It's there. That's all I'll say, guys. It's there. All right. The Marvel book that I love the most, and probably out of the books I've for this week, I'm gonna take a little thing from my mentor, Gabi. I'm gonna give you a pick of the week, but there's no nothing like that. My pick of the week goes to Scarlet Spider #1. All the power, none of the responsibility. Christopher Yosh and Ryan Sturgman, the artist. This was good. Now, I read all of the run of Ben Reilly as Scarlet Spider. I pretty much have all of it. And I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan of the Clone Saga, but I did come to respect Ben Reilly for what he contributed. And I even contribute when he contributed to being Spider-Man for a while. Besides, his costume is badass as Spider-Man. I love this Spider-Man costume. But now there's a new Scarlet Spider, and it's Kane. And there's a lot to go with in this book. Not only of what Kane's thinking is, of still thinking he's still a killer assassin. He doesn't care. He doesn't have the responsibility of Peter. Even though he is a clone of Peter, he doesn't have that responsibility. All the knowledge of what Aunt May and Ben Parker put into Peter's head. He still looks at himself as a kind of a disgrace. He still sees the scars of what the Jackal did to him. But he's got a second chance at life, and he's trying to make the best of it in Houston, Texas. But he's trying not to get involved in a lot of the situation. Sorry about that. That's the phone. um, but it was really good. It was good. It just really told a really good, solid storytelling of what is going through the mind of Kane. What is he trying to do with his life? That he has this new life. Cuts his hair, he shaves, he's got this money that he kind of took from these guys. What is he trying to do? And we get this. Lo and behold, we also get to see, I guess, his first major villain that he's going to be dealing with. This is my pick of the week, guys. I'm sorry, but it was mine. And I don't do pick of the weeks, but I got it. I had to do it on this one. Scarlet Spider #1. It's good. Very, very good in my opinion. And I'm probably not the only one that chose this as the pick of the week. But for me, it was. Okay? So we're going to move on to pretty much the last installment of Warren Ellis' run, but also the last issue of this Secret Avengers lineup. Secret Avengers #21. This is pretty much the finale of the lineup. This lineup: War Machine, Moon Knight, Sharon, Black Widow, Beast, Valkyrie, and Steve. Before the whole new lineup comes in and the whole new creative team. Uh, Another nice one-shot issue of the team trying to stop the Shadow Council. And that's all it is. That's pretty much the team going out in style, in a way. And that's pretty much all I can give. Ellis did a standard good job with his run. I won't call it great. I won't call it that bad. Standard. It was standard, in my opinion. But we get to see them really shine together for like their final run. But it's standard run. Standard. Okay, so the rest are all X-Men. All X-Men. Everything X-Men here. So we're going to kick it off with Ultimate Comics X-Men #6. Nick Spencer. He explains Rogue in this is basically she had a plan. She had a plan and kind of oh my god. I'm sorry. This guys I'm watching something too. Um Rogue had a plan and kind of Bobby and all of them kind of spoiled it. She wanted to in this book Stryker is a mutant. He can manipulate machines and stuff like that. But Kitty and them got involved, and it kind of ruined her plans. And we get to see who kind of asked her to do this. And without spoiling too much, it's a familiar face that we saw die before Ultimatum. But it's okay. Like I said, Nick Spencer does a pretty decent job on this book. Um, it's it's there. It's really there because I'm really trying to see where this is going to go. Especially with Jimmy Hudson, that's Wolverine's son in this, and Bobby and Johnny Storm and the Shroud, Kitty right here, and where it's gonna go with this. But yeah, it's there. It was action packed. I will say that for you, action packed indeed. But X-Men. All right, he's the best at what he does, and what he does is not pretty. Wolverine #300. This is Aaron's final story arc. Wolverine is going back to Japan. As you all know, Japan is like a second home to Wolverine. He has a daughter over there that he hasn't seen in a while, and Wolverine goes over there. But all in all, things are not going his way. The Hand is involved in this. The Yakuza is involved in this. Sabretooth is involved in this. There's a new Silver Samurai now because the original died. It's a lot of things going on in this book. But that's a badass cover, though. I'm not going to lie, badass cover. But Aaron's knows how to write Wolverine. He really does. And he really takes all of his knowledge of Wolverine and he's trying to deliver something very well to end his run. But as always, it's good to see Sabretooth and Wolverine go at it. But they still, to me, have to explain how Sabretooth was able to escape hell. You know, but yeah, it definitely needs to. We definitely need to see that. But just the sheer battles between those two are epic. You cannot lie. They are. They're epic. But Wolverine's back in Japan, and he's trying to stop a lot of factions. Trying to find his daughter, you know, Amiko, and he's trying to stop the Hand and Yakuza because they're going to war. Like I said, a lot of things in that book. And continue with Wolverine. Wolverine the X-Men, number 4. First of all, no Chris Baccio on this. You see the smile on my face? Yes, I'm not a big fan of Chris Baccio's artwork. We have Nick Bradshaw on this, and his artwork is standard. Okay, he just has a problem with making everybody's face too pudgy. They look a lot like, how can I say, a classic. You remember the classic character Little Lulu? How pudgy her face used to be? That's how kind of her face is. And the eyes a little big. But we got some new students, and we get a guest lecturer in this, Deathlock, which is good. A lot of surprises, a lot of things that are going on in this book. From wow, just man, there's so much. From Wolverine telling the rest of the faculty that yeah, I'm the headmaster and everything like that during the day, but by night I'm Wolverine and I'm still leading X-Force. He doesn't want to keep any secrets from the faculty. Beast is like, I don't like it. Kitty's like, we know, okay, we know who you are, Wolverine. We can't stop that. But we just hope that this stuff doesn't bring to the doorsteps of the school. Other than that, he's like, yeah, well, we're kind of M. Well, I am, because we also get Warren. Now, if you have been reading X-Force, Warren kind of did something to Apocalypse that has left him not the Warren Angel that we are. He's kind of like, he's lost his memory. He doesn't know, he thinks he's a real angel. Everything is just really going wrong kind of with Warren in this book. He thinks he's an angel. And new students, like, he calls himself Genesis, but what he really is, without spoiling too much, he has the DNA of a certain villain from the X-Men universe that is a major threat. And I don't want to spoil too much for that. And Deathlock is here lecturing about the future. We also get a glimpse of the future of the students. And Deathlock is telling them all, you got this, like a 85.555 probability of becoming the leader of the X-Men. He told Heidi that she's going to be leader of the X-Men someday. And I'm like, okay, it was crazy. And as soon as he got to Genesis, he looked at him and was like, didn't say anything. And then that's where we get. There's a lot of things going on in this book that's just a lot of things being thrown, a lot of side stories, but it's good stuff. And as always, the ending is really what is like, oh, what the hell? And it involves Kitty. And I'm not going to spoil that. But it involves Kitty. But Wolverine and the X-Men, number 4. Aaron's is bringing something, and I'm on board about what he's trying to bring. All right. As another book I decided not to review for a while because my mentor always did a good job on it, but I decided to start doing it now. XFactor 330. Peter David. All right, so the team is still getting over what has happened to one of their members. They're still trying to get over what Layla Miller has done. All in all, they are doing a lot. They're arguing. They're doing a lot. We got Wolverine there talking to Layla Miller about everything, what's going on, why you're so not moody and everything like that. And um, Wolverine tries to tell him like, look, I know what's happened. You need to know that some of the X-Men and I left Cyclops and we started the school up, and we need your help. We want you as retainers. I want you as retainers. You guys know a lot more about what's going on outside, of what we're doing. And since you guys are kind of, all in a bunch and dissension in the ranks, I invited some people to help you leadership wise. And the X Factor's not, the rest of the team is not really liking that, especially Ronnie. She's got, you know, but they're all like, how are you gonna bring some outsiders into us to? But lo and behold, it's who you think. My favorite of the Summers brothers, Havoc and Polaris. They only make an appearance at the end of the book, but that's Peter David for you, right? But yeah, I had to spoil that for you. Yeah, they only make an appearance at the end, but they even say it because, well, Ronnie, you know, I think I have experience in leading this team and things like that. It was good. Alex even says, "Hey, Guido, new hairstyle, nice." It was so yeah. So it makes you wonder, like, what Peter David has always done cliffhangers, but it was good stuff, very good. And I've been going on long enough, but one more. So I hope you guys have stayed with me. Uh, Last book, XMen Legacies 260.1. Yeah, it's the point .1 books. But let me tell you, this was good. I think this is Christoph Gage. I think he wrote this book. This book shows off what the side of Rogue and the rest of Gambit and Frenzy and people like that. This book starts off with Rogue having fun with the kids, like they're playing football together, and Rogue smiling. She's having fun. She wants the kids to be kids. She even says it to Gambit. Look at them. They're being kids. They're not being soldiers. They're having fun playing football. While the way Rogue is teaching them also how to use their abilities, like Rock Slide. If Rock Slide's body is destroyed, he can create a new body from any rocks around him, but even better, stronger, bigger. And that's what she just shows that she's just really having such a fun time, like ciphering people's powers. Like, okay, all right. It's like, okay, we're down sudden death now. Last touchdown wins it, but I'm not gonna make it easy for them. So she takes a little bit of Rachel Gray's telepathic power. She takes Frenzy's invulnerability and strength, and she's having fun. Lo and behold, they have to also the fun stops when they have to deal with these demons that were kind of sealed away. Uh, Also, we have Cannonball and his sister Paige dealing with what's going on in the faculty. In the faculty, instead of having a cemetery like to honor all the dead, like the X-Men usually do, in the faculty lounge there are students all around that have died, including Sam and Paige's younger brother, Icarus, who was kind of like Warren himself. Um, and they don't like it. Sam doesn't like it, but Paige is more like Paige doesn't even want to look at it and things like that. Um, Lo and behold, we also get a little thing going on between Frenzy talking to Gambit about how, well, since now Magneto is on the other side of the country now, this is your chance to move back in on Rogue. And Gambit's like, look, she's happy. I'm not gonna try that. So in the meantime, this kind of gives Frenzy a little bit of a idea. So her and Gambit are in town and they're just talking, and then lo and behold, there's a big kiss scene between Frenzy and Gambit. So the Raging Cajun is having some brown sugar, a little bit of chocolate, cocoa mixed into this. Way to go, Gambit. I got to give you credit for that. But I had to get that out, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, Gambit is digging, wants some brown sugar now, and yeah, this was good. It was fun. It was just fun. Like I said, it was just fun seeing Rogue smile, but really liking teaching. That's all. Okay, so I went on nearly longer than I wanted to, but as always, guys, thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I did my job by entertaining you. Tell me what you picked up as well. And this is Mom Vernon Kid. I'll see you guys next week.